Good morning, everybody. After our last little trip across South Australia, we had a few little minor leaks in the roof, so I thought it was about time we pulled all the solar panels off, cleaned it down, and on the roof of this year 2008 model Crown, there's actually one join, two joins, and a third one down the end, where the sheets join together, and they're not riveted or anything like that. They're just covered in like a silicone, and you can sort of see it here, a bit of a close-up. And if you press down, you can see that it's actually started to come apart. So it's an egress point. So I'm going to strip all that off, back down to bare metal, and then re-silicone, and then I'm going to cover the roof in a waterproof membrane and then repaint. That's the plan, so we'll get onto it. So I've ground off the first one, and you can sort of see it's where the joint is. There's a fair amount of silicone through there, which was good. But then you get to sections, so like this, that are actually quite springy. And then there's actually a little hole there. And as you go along a bit further, you can see where it's springy and it's actually missing filler just here. So I'm sort of, I suppose it's got a shrink and contract with heat, but I don't think it would change all that much. So I'm even sort of tempted to put a stainless steel bloody pot rivet in that to stop it from doing that. If you can see that. Anyway, I've got two more to go. I'll grind those off and then see how they look. I've never touched this roof except for putting solar panels, antenna, and a larger hatch. The black you see on it there now was what I put on while we were away, and it did seal it temporarily, which was good. It's just a waterproofing liquid rubber type stuff, which I find really good. It's good for got a leaky gutter at home or whatever. A nice cheap easy fix to do while we're away, and it did work really well. So I'll keep on going and see what happens. I've been right around the outside, and I've done the three joins, as you can probably see them there. Back to bare metal. Did discover one thing. I mean, in the building industry, you always point the lap away from the prevailing weather. Well, the prevailing weather on these things, I would presume, is front to back. Well, it's reversed. In other words, they put this one over this one, so the join is at the front, which I reckon it should be the other way around, but you know, you got to make allowances for monkeys, I suppose. But anyway, come across the product I had in the shed. This is from waterproofing around the bottom of showers before waterproofing and tiling. It gives it a bit of a flexible. It's quite strong. It's I cut it down the middle, and I stuck a piece on over here, just here, and I'll tell you what, it's pretty, I can't get that off. So it's like a woven fabric with a rubber under seal, and it sticks like the proverbial. So I thought I might use a bit of that, put it over the joins, and then waterproof membrane over the top, and see how that works. Anyway, we'll we'll continue on. Morning everybody. So just sweeping off the roof, cleaned it down. I've got to tidy up a couple of bits on the conduit. I've taken out the canopy on the window, the vent there. There's two pieces and the dust gets in between them. Pretty dumb, but anyway, giving it a clean. So I've got all around the edges done with the rubberised material, and I've had 2 coats of membrane. So I'm going to put a coat of what I call good shit primer over the top of all that and any other spots needed. May even do the whole roof. It's a marine based primer. Use it a lot. It's dry in a couple of hours and you can recoat it. So I might better get the finish coat on this later on today if I can find the right colour. So yeah, just a bit of a close up. I'm pretty happy with that. That seems to have stuck really, really well. I'm pretty impressed with that stuff. And I've also went around the edges as well. So there's actually going to be no silicone in this wall, which is interesting. But anyway, a little bit of an experiment. Not sure how it's going to go. I think it might go right though. Good undercoat over the top, and it's a spirit-based undercoat, marine undercoat. So yeah, if anyone needs any details, just give us a hoy. Anyway, just finished cleaning the roof off, then I'll put it back under the carports because it's supposed to rain later on today. Anyway, that's all for now. Cheers. So here we have putting on the primer. Also, I'm putting a layer of tissue. This is a fiberglass tissue we use in the building industry for restoration of older buildings where there's lots of little minor cracks. We call it tissue for the obvious reason. It's actually fiberglass. I bought the big roll, so I've got plenty of it. So this will just add a little bit more strength to the joint so that it won't move. You may remember me pushing the sides around and you can see it actually moving. So this just gets put into the first layer of paint. Even on a wall in a home, this stuff's just awesome. It saves you a lot of preparation time instead of taking days to fill and sand an old horsehair plaster. And a lot of you will remember the old horsehair plaster. Bloody shit stuff it was. But you put a layer of this in the first paint. And then if you've got any flaws to fill, you can. And it just disappears, basically. It's pretty good shit. And as I said, the primer is actually a marine type stuff. You can see the black stuff just gritting through a bit because it's pretty strong. This will seal it so that it won't grin through the next couple of coats. So I've got it all ready to go. I've got wide strips to go across the joints, and I've got little narrow strips to run down along here. Should be right. Anyway, I shall keep on trucking on and be more later. First top coat done. I'm using just an ordinary house paint, acrylic satin, which is the same sheen as Colorbond, in white, basically white. Yeah. Went on pretty well. Probably give it another, at least one, probably another 2. I was going to mask everything up, tape it all up and spray it with an airless sprayer, but I thought by the time I do that I could have it rolled, so I've just rolled it. Come up alright. I like the white. I had it a different colour last time I painted it, or some time ago. So I've just got to wait for this coat to dry and then I'll put the solar conduit cable, connection cables back, and I will stick them down with some my go-to, which is, I'll just grab it if I can reach it. There it is. Sikaflex seal and stick. Good shit. Comes in white, black and grey. I've got white. So instead of drilling holes and screwing the conduit down, I shall stick it with this stuff. Worked pretty well last time, so I'm sure it'll work this time. So it should be all good. Anyway, we'll let this dry and we'll come back and give it another coat in a little while.